Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and this video has been a bit of a long time coming, but today what we're going to be looking at is some of my tech that I use to actually create the YouTube videos that you guys see. Now this is going to go over my smartphone, my laptop, and also my camera equipment, plus some miscellaneous items as well, so let's take a look. So starting off with the main item and the one that you probably see most here on the channel, and that is my OnePlus 2. Now obviously there are better smartphones out there at the moment, there are more powerful smartphones, you've got things like the Galaxy S7, the Nexus 6P, but in my eyes this is my favourite phone that I've had in a very long time. I love the stock Oxygen OS software, and I also really enjoy the actual look and feel of the device as well. Now I've also recently picked up some of these silicone cases as well, so if you guys want to see a full review on the official cases for the OnePlus 2, then let me know by leaving a like down below. Now I've never really been a fan of smartwatches. I did have the LG G Watch back in the day when that came out, and I've got a full review of that which I'll link down in the description below, but I recently picked up the Moto 360 first generation and I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's mainly the actual form factor of the watch itself. I really do prefer the round watch faces than the square watch faces, and just in general doing certain things like controlling music when I'm going out for a run, and also keeping track of fitness as well, because I'm getting into some running and cycling and things soon. So again, this is definitely going to come in handy with the Google Fit application integration and also the Strava application as well. And did I mention that this thing looks extremely nice? Speaking of fitness, I was recently sent out the Riversong Wave HR fitness tracker, and this thing is really good. It's really affordable at under £40 here in the UK, and it does most things that you would expect a fitness tracker to do. It keeps track of your steps, your calories, plus some other things as well, and it also comes with a really great application as well, so you can kind of keep track of it. Now I do use it in conjunction with my Moto 360, because having a dedicated fitness tracker in my opinion is maybe slightly better than the feature and also some of the sensors on board with a smartwatch. Now I've only recently got this, so I am testing it out at the moment, but I will be doing a full review on the channel really soon, so don't forget to subscribe to see that video. Next up then is my camera gear. This is the 10 to 18mm from Canon, and this is my go-to lens for getting those really nice wide angle shots for product reviews, or just in general if I want to get a lot in frame. It's also got image stabilization built on board, and it's also autofocus as well, which is really great because it means then that I don't have to manually focus everything. Now the zoom itself isn't necessarily all that great, but with a wide angle lens you're mainly using it for that wide angle, and this is one of the best lenses out there, and I would definitely recommend it, especially keeping in mind the actual budget of the lens as well. Next up then is the 18 to 135mm, and this is the lens that I use for those really nice close-up shots. They're almost macro shots, but I'm actually just using a zoom lens instead of a macro lens, as it's really versatile that way. It's also what gets me that really nice bokeh as well, and again it is image stabilized and it does have autofocus as well, so I don't need to worry about focusing this at all. And it goes from 18 all the way to 135, so again if I do want to get some really nice close-up shots, or just in general have that really blurred background, then the easiest way for me to do that anyway is just to zoom in on the product that I'm actually looking at, and then you get those really nice blurred backgrounds that you've probably seen more recently with this lens, and also some of the new lighting that I've got as well, which you can see just here in the background. The newest addition to my setup is the Zoom H1 microphone, mainly because I got it for a really good price of under £50 here in the UK from Amazon, and I'm going to have it linked down in the description below. Now, this is a really great recorder if you do want to get some of that on-camera footage. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm not really on camera all that much. I'm mainly doing voiceovers after the actual filming of the video, but I want to try out some new shots and have myself on camera a bit more, and this is the perfect microphone to use for that. Now if I wanted to, I can also plug in my desk microphone that I'm currently using into the Zoom H1 to get some really nice audio as well, but I'm mainly going to be using it on camera. So in future videos, if you see me on camera, I'm going to be using this microphone. Now in terms of my camera, I've actually only got the Canon 760D. Now this doesn't do 4K, and it's not really a specific really nice video camera like for instance some of Sony's range or the Panasonic GH4, but it does the job really well for what I need it for, and I'm hoping that from what you guys see in terms of visuals here on the channel, you would agree that you don't necessarily need a really expensive setup to get some really nice shots and also some really good video. Now it does everything that I need it to. It's got some really nice profiles in terms of doing the picture. It's got the flip out screen, which is really good because it allows me to get a load of different angles on products and still be able to see the screen, which you can't say for a lot of other cameras. Now it's also got autofocus built in, so again I don't need to worry about getting focused myself, and it just is a really easy to use, very productive camera that I've not actually had any problems with. If I do have one gripe with the camera, it would be that there isn't necessarily a lot of battery life. If I do maybe 2 or 3 videos or go out and take some photos, by around 400 or so photos I need to switch out the battery or at least charge the one that I've got in here. Now it does also have just a standard tripod thread, and if you guys want to see a bit of behind the scenes in terms of the lighting that I use and the tripod and things that I use, then let me know in the comments down below and I'll see if I can do some sort of behind the scenes video in the future. So this here is really my finished camera setup. I've got the Zoom H1 on top using a really nice hot shoot adapter, and then I've also got the wide angle lens, which as you can see here does go really wide, getting in everything on my desk, even though I am really close to everything that's on there at the moment. So as you can see here, it's a very light setup, and in terms of portability and taking this out and about, as you can see from the past, I have done some outdoor shooting as well. So again, it's really easy to actually carry this camera around. Now as I mentioned, the battery could be slightly better. The great thing about the Zoom H1 is it just has a standard AAA battery, so you don't really need to worry about charging that or forgetting to charge it. As long as you've got some spare batteries, you're fine. But in terms of the camera, like I say, that's kind of the only thing that I would improve would be the actual battery itself. As I mentioned, the screen is fully articulated, so again, if I do want to get some of those harder to reach shots, I'm not going to have any problems at all actually looking through the actual camera itself in terms of this back panel. Now in terms of the camera, as I mentioned, it's not the most premium or the most expensive, but what I will be doing is linking all of the products that I'm talking about today in the description down below, so you guys can get a bit of a feel for actually my setup and things. Now I haven't really changed my setup all that much since I started the channel with Barry back in, I think it was 2012, so again, you don't need the most expensive gear to do some really nice shots and get some really nice video. Now if you're wondering how I actually shot my camera just then, I'm actually borrowing my dad's Sony RX100 Mark IV. Now this is a really nice pocket camera, and as you can see from the video that you've seen up until this point and also after this segment here, it's got some really nice quality to it as well. Now again, this one doesn't unfortunately do 4K, it does only go up to 1080p at 50 frames per second, but it's a really nice versatile camera. One thing that I would wish though is I wish the actual screen on the back was more articulated. You can fold it out if you do want to get some high or low shots, but it doesn't fold around fully, so you can't really vlog with it or get any selfies or anything, which is a bit of a disappointment. But in terms of the camera quality, the features, it's really awesome. Now also in terms of taking pictures, this is probably one of the best point and shoots out there. Now a lot of people are saying that these sorts of cameras are dying off because of smartphones, but I would actually tend to disagree. I haven't yet seen a smartphone that can get pictures as good as something like the RX100 series. Now in terms of the laptop that I'm using the early 2015 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina screen. It's 2.7 GHz with an Intel Core i5, 8 GB of memory, and it does have Intel integrated graphics as well. And again, it's not the most premium laptop, it can't necessarily do 4K, well it can maybe a push, but in terms of the videos that I do here, I use Final Cut, which is really well optimized for OS X. So again, I've not had any issues at all, and this is a really great laptop for video editing and just in general everything else I need it for. Now in terms of a cover, as I do kind of take this laptop out and about, I've just got a standard in-case snap-on case, as you can see here in this nice matte black. Now it does pick up a lot of fingerprints, but if you do want to protect your laptop, then you don't really care what the case is going to look like as long as it protects the gear that you've got inside. Now it's got really nice access to all the ports and everything, which is perfectly fine, and again it wasn't all that expensive at under £40, and again I'll have it linked in the description down below. Now probably you've noticed that a lot of YouTubers at the moment with what's in their bags and just in general their setup have this very small but very useful Amazon pack. Now in here I've got everything that I need in terms of cables, power banks, tripod adapters, memory cards, and also things like USB sticks as well, and it's just a really great way to keep everything all in one place. Now it's not really that much as well, it was around £14, and again it fits everything that I need. It's got my headphones in here, it's got all my USB Type-C cables and also my micro USB cables as well, as you can see just at the back here as well. So again, it's a really nice way to just keep everything all in one place without having to worry about losing anything. Now also, just for nostalgia value, I do also have my iPod Nano that I got for my 18th birthday from my parents, just as a safe place to keep it, along with some memory cards and things as well, just with some data on there, or just in general some things that I need to keep. So this is a really great way to keep everything safe. Now it is also a hard shell as well, so again, if you do want to just chuck it in a bag with some gear in it, then you're not really going to have any problems, as it's really protective and really sturdy as well. And that is going to do it, guys. Now like I say, this is pretty much all of the tech that I use on a daily basis, or at least for videos here on the channel. Now if you want to see a more behind the scenes video where I go over how I actually edit videos and also how I shoot the videos, then be sure to leave a like down below, or let me know in the comments section exactly what you guys want to see. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you guys have got any questions or comments about any of the gear on here, let me know in the comments section or on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. Now I'm going to try and link as many of these products as I can down below in the description, and if I can't find something specific, then I will try and mention something very similar. For more great content, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.